All right, folks, welcome back to another episode, Young Nomad Style. Well, with half the country in lockdown at the moment, it's pretty hard for any of us to get out and about. So in this special episode, we're going to take you on the tour of this pride and joy of ours behind us. Our Island Start Oasis family bunk 24-foot van, actually made by Spaceland Caravans back in Victoria in the day, if my memory serves me correctly. ATM 2400 kilos. We're going to take you through a little journey and just show you why we bought this caravan and how it matches our family needs, what we've changed and the almighty important upgrades that we've made to the van, and what we would change if we had our time again. So whatever you do, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, that bell for all your weekly notifications, and below, I'd love to hear your comments on any questions you have about our van, what we've done, improved, 12 volt, solar, you name it. Put your comments below and enjoy this Young Nomad Style. Kick back, relax, let's take you on the tour. All right, well, since we're outside and the weather's holding off and prevailing so far, we thought we'd start off on the exterior and what changes we've made on the outside of the van. So firstly, I'm going to start off with the rear bar. It's not standard. As you can see behind me here, we've got a tinny trailer that mounts on the back here. This wasn't what came with the caravan. Me and the old boy Foss just fabbed something up where the trailer actually slides into two pieces and bolts in. We've had to sort of change the jerry holders a little bit more so to accommodate the diesel heater at the back there, which I'll show you when we get to the other side. We've just got the standard Mean Mother rubbish bag on the back there as well, spare wheel. But yeah, the only thing I'd probably change here is, you know, this is a steel trailer. We got it as a combo when we bought the tinny. So it came with the tinny, the boat loader for the top of the Land Cruiser and this trailer. It is steel, it's not the aluminium product that you can get from like our Mack trailers. So it's a little bit heavier than what we would like, but it just came as a combination and it suits us perfectly. Weight wise, what we do have to make an adjustment is you can see there's still a little bit of flex in that rear bar. So obviously as we're going over corrugation, we want to prevent that from bouncing around. So me and the old boy will get under there, hopefully when the weather clears, and we'll just fab up something that will strengthen that and stiffen it and brace it so there's no flex in it. That's pretty much it to the back. If you've got any questions about our boat loader, the trailer itself, drop them in the comments. Next week I'm going to do a little bit of a review on all you fishing tinny lovers, how our tinny works, what upgrades we've made to that, how it gets onto the Land Cruiser and so forth. Now this compartment here is just simply a straight through compartment that goes to the other side of the van. So we just store mainly our sullage hoses, water hoses, power cords, and everything on this side. On the other side, we mainly store the tinny stuff, so batteries, life jackets, the dog jackets, crab rakes, all the good fun stuff. Now, this is our gas heater, obviously, for the hot water service. So it is gas, but we can also run it off power as well. So I think it comes with a 28 litre tank that it heats. Now, if we're running it just off gas, that can take about 25-30 minutes to heat up. But if we juice it up and run the gas and the power at the same time, it pretty much heats the tank up within about 20 minutes, keeping the ladies happy. Jumping down to the mags and tyres, these are standard 15-inch mags that came with the caravan, guys. They an all-terrain tyre, radial tyre. Yeah, haven't had any real issues with them so far. They've taken us everywhere we need to go. They're a 235 75 on a 15-inch mag. Would I upgrade it? No, probably not, because we don't have much clearance under the mud guards here, obviously. So yeah, so far so good. Obviously they're different to the Land Cruiser. I know a lot of caravanners like to have the same wheel patterns and stud patterns as what they've got on the car, so you can interchange wheels easy enough, but that's not going to be the case for us here because the Land Cruiser's got 17s, whereas this is 15. So we've got dual inlets for obviously your water as well to fill up. Now this, you can see there's only 2 outlets here at the moment. So standard, this caravan came with 1 sullage tank and obviously 2 water tanks, 100 litres each. What we have adapted, and I'll show you in a moment underneath when we get underneath the van, is we've put on an additional 100 litre tank as well. So in total we've got 100 litres of fresh water and a 100 litre sullage tank. So I'll just grab the camera there, love. So as you can see underneath here, these are the original 2 tanks. There's the sullage and the 2 tanks at the back of the axle there and one in between the dual axle. You can see the blue pool noodles that I've put across all our PVC piping. I've run that all the way through here, guys. Just a little tip that just helps you prevent breaking any PVC pipes under the van. As you can see, it does have leaf suspension, leaf springs. So yeah, one of the things I would have liked is independent suspension, but unfortunately at the time, this came up with the right opportunity. We might look at an airbag option underneath here just to give it a little bit more clearance, but so far it's given us everything we needed to do. But independent suspension would have been great. So that's the two tanks under the back there. And then you've got one, this is the one that me and the old boy mounted at the front here as well, which has got a breather. We can isolate that tank as well and keep it separate. So yeah, 300 litres of water in total gives us plenty of time to get off grid. And really that's the main aim of this van, guys. We've set it up, it might not be for you, but we put a lot of money invested into the van. From what we saved on what we purchased it at, the savings we've reinvested it back into the van to give us as much maximum time off grid. When we hit the road, we like to be more so off grid, and we want to be off grid more so 70% than 30% on grid. So we've set this one up to give us the ability to go off grid at least 7, maybe stretching 8 days. I do have another water tank in the Land Cruiser, which I've got a little 12-volt pump. So if I go into town, I can transfer water from the Land Cruiser water tank into the caravan as well with that 12-volt pump. That might give us an extra day, maybe 2 at tops. We've got these satellite input outlets as well. So we're running a Sat King satellite dish. We just go on the portable one. We haven't got the expensive one on the roof that auto calibrates. We just got it from Home of 12 volt. I think it was just over $600. Mind you, I got it discounted, I think, because I bought a lot of products through them at the same time. So don't quote me on that price, but we found the portable one to be just as functional, and it gives us quite comfortably over 100 channels wherever we are around Australia. So they just plug in here. You've got your standard toilet cassette. Not going to take that out because a cassette's a cassette at the end of the day. This here isn't standard. So when we got this, pretty much it was just the A-frame with 2 bottles on it, and that's it. So what we've dropped on the front here is we've put our own little box that we've mounted on top here. It's all sealed, so it's all dust proof. We've got the nice T-locks as well, good quality. On this side, that's eventually where the generator will be mounted. Okay, you can see it's partitioned. There's another side to the box which we'll get to in a moment. We've got individual lights for each side as well, so if we want to run just the light on this side, we can do so, or just the other side. It's not one switch for all as such, just to conserve a little bit of power. Up here, I've just mounted some eyelets to ratchet down. That's the jerry can fuel for the quad bike, the tinny. So that just sits on there. We've just put the King's bag on it, obviously just stop any vapour or spillage from the petrol, and that just ratchets down. Now what this box has also given us the ability to do is, me and the old boy just made up this little custom rack that we've fitted to the top of the box, and because we've done that, it gives us scope to carry the push bike. So you can see there we've got the push bike rack that holds our 3 pushies for pedal power. Now eventually what we will be doing, because when we hit the road, and ideally we want to get up into the Kimberleys and the Cape. Not going to take 24 foot of van, 3 tons worth of gear into the Cape, that's for sure. So what we plan to do is be able to unhitch, and we're going to carry swags across the top here. That'll be ratcheted down to this rack as well. So if we jump into the cruiser, we get in the Kimberley or the Cape for 5-6 days, we can swag it. We're fully self-sufficient in the Land Cruiser as well. We've got water on board. We're good to go. 2 9-kilo gas bottles. Now we've got the Camec brake controller obviously as well mounted here, which pretty standard for any modern van these days. This is a 2017 Island Start Oasis, but like I said before, made by Spaceland in Victoria, I believe. We've got the .35 hitch, so 3.5 tonne rated. Really happy with this hitch. We've had a lot of campers, traditionally poly blocks, but yeah, this is nice and easy to get onto the back of the Land Cruiser. I've got the CPE Performance locking hitch there as well. That just came from eBay, guys. You can see there, it's just got a locking key mechanism underneath, so you can secure the housing. I think that was about 118 bucks off eBay at the time. We did put the stone guard on as well. I'll be honest, it does the job, probably more so just protecting the gas bottles and the box, but we have incurred some stone chips up on the caravan. So as it speaks right now, we're designing our stone stomper that will be connected to the Land Cruiser as a blanket through to the van, just to prevent any future chips up above. So we'll keep this on, but I think the stone stomper will stop chippings of the van more so. I think that's going to be just over 600 bucks delivered door to door for the dimensions and what we need. What I have done on here, I hate these things, to be honest with you. So what I've done, they're a nuisance. They always get in the way, these jockey wheels. They're always loosely around places. So I've just mounted another mount on top here, as you can see. So when we go traveling, I just essentially pull the jockey wheel up, wind it in and mount it on this one. It just sits across the A-frame quite nice and easily accessible. And more importantly, it's not loosely flying around in the car or in the caravan storage box, because these things are pretty heavy. In the box here, you can see we've got a plumbing mount. Inside here is our Weber Q. Thanks to Aaron from Whippet Plumbing, who put this together for us. And that's just a hard mounted fixing that allows us to connect our Weber Q inside. So this side's the Weber Q, and I'll pull it out so you can have a look. So that's the Weber Q, just ratcheted down. We've got the hosing. That was probably the most expensive part of the project, this hose, to be a certain length. And that hosing just snaps into that connection inside the box there. And again, separate lighting on this side, so if I'm cooking, I don't need to run the lighting on that side and vice versa. Looking to maybe do an upgrade here, maybe put a shelf or something in so I can store this in there, some paper towels, cooking utensils, whatnot, but pretty much the front end's done, apart from the stone stomper blanket that we'll be getting soon. Storage compartments. This van comes with a lot of storage, so we typically store our chairs in here and our floor mats and so forth. Mook mats at the front door.
And the switches.
And these are the 3 individual light switches. So the 2 for the box and then the 1 for up above as well. So as you can see, they're on. Dometic awning, nice and big. Really important to have that centre mount piece as well. A lot of standard vans don't come with that. Obviously, for one of this size, this is probably 17 foot thereabouts in length. It's highly useful to have that centre mount piece there, just for a bit of extra stability. And again, just more storage under the bunk beds. LED feature lighting, which is pretty standard on most vans these days. We've got 2 outdoor speakers as well. They're wide inside to the deck of the radio and CD player and so forth, and we've got 2 speakers inside. They are isolated, so we can have only inside playing or only outside playing, or both. Standard security screen doors, obviously, 2 parts to it. You've got the screen door for airflow, and then you've got the main door as well. The bar, or the TV holder, as they say. So yeah, we generally put the outdoor TV on here. You've got a 10 amp outlet, and then you've got Anderson plugs here as well. Not Anderson, USB plugs here, sorry, and a TV antenna output. And the all-important picture of the proud country we all reside in, for those viewers watching in Australia. The rear continuation through box again, we've just got the jack to change the wheel over if there's a puncture in the T-piece. And then, like I said, this is where most of the marine stuff gets stored, in tubs. At the back, so you'll see here we've got a 15 litre diesel tank. So that's what runs our diesel heater inside. Just a little tip, if you are looking at diesel heaters, well, firstly, highly recommend and rate them. That one there has cost us about 250 bucks. about a full day's worth of labour installing it. That was probably the hardest part, was the installation. It's a pretty big job, running the line underneath, drilling through the floor and finding a location where it fits in nice and tidy. I did find through my research that you can either more so get 10 litre tanks, but if you search specifically, there's the odd retailer online, eBay, that does a 15 litre tank. Obviously, we're in the 15 litres because the more fuel, the more water you have, the more you can be off grid for longer, obviously. So we had to obviously just change that housing there a little bit. So we fabbed that up to store the width of the diesel tank in, because it's obviously slimline in comparison to your standard jerry holder size. Okay, so on the outside, what would I change? Like I said, if I had my time again, independent suspension would be amazing, but this came up at the right time, right opportunity for the right price, so we had to sacrifice. It was pretty much 95% of what we needed, and we knew the 5% was what we were going to add our own little splash of magic to. So that's probably what I would change on the outside if I had my time again. Jumping inside, I know one of the things Mel absolutely loved about this van was the floor plan. As soon as we walked in this floor plan, it was exactly what we'd been looking for 2 years. Most caravans we've seen that we were looking for, we couldn't get in Adelaide. We either had to go to Victoria or Sydney. This one actually popped up in Adelaide right when COVID hit around March last year. Fortunately for us, it had a few contracts fall over, so we were able to secure it at a really good price. And like I said, what we saved on the purchase price, we've reinvested that back into the van. But one of the things we were specifically looking for was a floor plan that was functional to our family needs, that gave us as adults our own space and also the kids as well. The only thing that I think that we'll run into a bit of trouble down the track and how we juggle this is the bunks. We only have 2 bunks. We ideally wanted 3, but this one's only got 2, and you'll see what I mean shortly with some changes we've made and what changes we'll need to make into the future. But come on inside. You got your standard fire extinguisher down the bottom there. Now for those 12 volt power nerds, sit tight. I know we're about 15 minutes in now. I'm going to show you my epic 12 volt setup once we've done the tour inside of the caravan. So inside, what we loved is you walk straight into the club lounge, the lounge and kitchen. We didn't like the aspect of when you're walking straight into the master bed as such. What we love about this floor plan is it allows the parents to be at one side of the van. You can still be entertaining in the middle part of the van, and the kids are separate at the rear of the van. And it is, I guess, 3 separate areas that are partitioned with concertina doors. So you'll see inside here, we've got your standard gas cooktop, griller and oven. Mel absolutely loves the amount of cabinetry and storage that's on offer here. Plenty of drawers, plenty of above head storage. So as you can see, now Mel will want me to point out we've gone plastic or bamboo most things. Mostly bamboo for health conscious reasons, but the reason we chose to go plastic and bamboo was glass is heavy from a weight point of view. These are quite light, but obviously bamboo's a lot healthier than plastic to eat from. You've got your water controller here, so it's just a digital gauge that shows us how much water we've got remaining. And then plenty of power points galore, USB charging points galore. We've got mood lighting and on full lighting. So you can see here, you can have your mood lighting or your reading lighting. And then just above head cabinetry as well for storage. What do you want to add about your storage, love? What do you normally carry? Heavier stuff in here or down low, or?
Heavy stuff, mostly pantry stuff.
Pantry stuff is up there. Excellent. And got the diesel heater controller there, as you can see. Pretty straightforward. Set the temperature, set and forget those systems are. You can change, you can prime, you can change the settings there, but we set it to 21 degrees and it's literally hit the power button. Takes a bit of time to prime up, a couple of minutes. Once it's ticking away, doesn't miss a beat and runs off the smell of an oily rag, and it literally keeps this whole area 21 degrees ambient. I'll show you the vents when we get down to the 12 volt shortly. We got a standard Thetford fridge, 128 litre fridge freezer, I believe. We've got a microwave, got your standard cassette deck holder here, as I said, that runs the music inside, outside. Now, another thing I'll point out about this lighting, because when you're off grid, obviously you're trying to conserve as much power as possible, but you can see we've got different settings. So we've got mood lighting, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So obviously stage 3 is maximum power consumption. So we just got to be conscious of that. And with kids, just having the mood lighting is fantastic, because in the kids area we can just leave that light on at night so they can see when they get up and go to the toilet, and it's not using too much power. This tap we did replace because the standard tap, we didn't really like it. It was pretty plain Jane boring. So we've gone with a high gooseneck, what would you call it, sexy tap appeal, I guess. The other reason is we are very privileged. We carry a water filtration device with us wherever we go for health purposes, and we just needed a connection that fitted. On the previous tap it didn't, this one it does, so we can take that with us. That's pretty much it. You got your little club lounge, your table, adjustable, slide each way, in, out, up, down, everything in between, and then you've got your speakers here as well. Coming into the master bedroom, where all the good fun stuff happens. So as I mentioned before, it is all partitioned, so concertina doors for our bedroom, and you'll see in the kids' bedroom shortly. The van did only come with one Sirocco on this side, so we fitted one on this side here, and you'll see here we've got above head vents as well. So this is great for, you know, airflow throughout the night, just to get the heat, which obviously rises up out of the van. So you've got 4 vents here and on the other side. Now I will point out we have upgraded the mattress. The mattress that came standard with the van was shocking. Probably the things we invested the best in were mattress, extra water, our batteries and 12 volt setup and solar, and the diesel heater. That'd be our top 5, wouldn't you say, love?
Yep.
The mattress is about $700-800 from Dreamland at Jeps Cross there. They actually made this mattress to the specific size of a caravan. It wasn't custom, so there was no custom costs that came with that. It was a standard van size that they have as a manufacturer. It did have to come from Victoria though. I don't think they store them here. Only took about a week and a half when we got this one. And this is a pillow top mattress. The last one was springy. After our second trip, it was out the door, because the main thing you need is a good night's sleep every night, so we put the money into a good mattress for that reason. With the diesel heater running, we can go anywhere during winter obviously as well. Plenty of storage in the cupboards here, so you've got hanging storage, above head storage here and here as well. And inside there you do have power points, both 240, and we have USB charge for both sides as well. So great if you've got a tablet or a phone. You got a little hole there to your nook, so you can just chuck your phone in there as it's charging at night. And then on this side I've got obviously sock drawers, and then we've got additional cupboard below for both sides as well. And we really like this tone, didn't we, love? Like the colours, the greys, it's really earthy, modern. I don't think it'll date. If you want to jump over that side, you'll see here we've got the Sat King TV and the Sat King satellite receiver as well. And then up here is just where, there's a bit of a bird's nest up here, but all our cables for satellite TV. We've obviously got our breakers up here as well, and we've got an inverter switch as well, which I'll show you in a little bit more detail, but that switch essentially enables us to break off between mains and hot water, or if we're going on to off altogether, or if we're powering up the inverter because we're off grid and we want to run the microwave, you know, the air fryer. So yeah, also up here you've got your gas hot water, and then you've got your mains power as well, so you can run just one or you can run both together as well. And then the 12 volt pump for water's up there as well. Okay, now let's just lift this bed up. So obviously, like most vans, come with storage. So in here, guys, full credit to the wife, keeps this place really nice and neat and tidy. Just got the dish drainer for our dishes that goes up there. Obviously the satellite dish, snorkeling stuff for us and the kids, and our clothesline is in here. But yeah, got plenty of storage in here. Probably one question I might get A lot of people put their diesel heaters here. We opted not to. You'll see why in a moment when I show you the 12-volt setup, why we've put it where it is. We just find it's more functional having it central in the van to heat the entire van versus in here with the vents, because if we've got the Constantina door across, it's kind of hard for it to blow warm air throughout the entire van, and I imagine it'll get extremely hot just in this room. So that's what we opted to do, but let us know your thoughts in the comments, what you would do differently, or if you have done differently. Just point out we've got the Air Command IBIS 3 reverse cycle heating and cooling. You can see it's got adjustable vents there as well, which just helps with a bit of dust reduction, I guess. This is a cracking unit. We've been really happy with it. It does heating and cooling reverse cycle, but it's also got like an evaporative option, which is great because, you know, when you get to certain climates, evaporative works quite well with moisture in the air, but also the evaporative option's far more economical. It uses a lot less juice than the reverse cycle heating and cooling. So yeah, can't fault that. It's been a wonderful unit. The only thing was one of the bearings when we got it was a little bit rattly, got it serviced, couple $100, job done. Onwards and upwards. Let's jump over to the kids. So, here's our predicament. As you can see, 2 dog beds down below. Reason being, we used to have them on the floor here, right where I'm standing pretty much, and Demi used to be there, and this bed was just free. So we wanted to get the dogs off the floor because it was a nuisance. I had to get up every morning, get the dog beds out, or we were tripping over it. So we decided to remove the mattress. We've just put down some rubber matting under here to stop airflow and dust from underneath the storage box. But it gives the dogs their own little domain. Demi's up here. Now, we had to get this ladder off of eBay because the caravan didn't come with a ladder when we bought it. Don't know why. That was about $150 off of eBay. It was 1.5 metres in length, aluminium, but you can cut it to size, obviously, with an angle grinder, as I've done. So that way she's not poking all the way out into the middle of the floor plan. So the predicament is this. Have another child. Who goes? The child, the dog, or the dad? We'll decide when we cross that road when we get to it. But yeah, obviously when number 2 comes along, we'll need that bed back, and then we'll have to work out the dog. So like I said, triple bunks would have been perfect, but we'll have to get creative when that time arrives. The other thing with moving Demi is we only just realised this yesterday, didn't we, love? Is the Sirocco fan is down here that came with the van. So the dogs are good. They're sorted. They're living the best life of any of us. But up here, Demi doesn't have one. So guess what Dad's going to be doing? Sirocco fan installation. But yeah, cool pockets. They can put their DVDs, their books. You've got plenty of 240 connection points there as well. And then also you'll see underneath here, you've got plenty of USB and lighting as well, power as well, so the kids can have their own phones charged as well at any time. Now, you'll see here, DVD player. Comes with Bluetooth headsets as well, so the kids can watch their own movies. USB compatible, CD compatible, not TV compatible, unfortunately. Not wide into the antenna or the satellite receiver, so that's all good. Plenty of storage, as you can see. You've got hanging storage for the kids, and obviously you've got below storage as well, where we just put, you know, games and sports gear and the all important towels. What do you call that? No, that's not linen. Linen, yeah, linen. The other thing we got, this just was from Kmart, because Demi's pretty active at sleeping at night at the best of times, so that just gives that added bit of security that she won't roll out overnight. I think that was what, $15? About
60.
60 bucks.
It's got like slides that stay under the mattress so it doesn't bend out.
Maybe you told me 15. Okay, 60 bucks, yeah, and it just slides in under the mattress, so it's super stable with all the weight. As you can see here, the kids have the 4 above head vents as well, so just lots of airflow with this van. We really enjoy that, especially when you're up in the top end, Queensland. Okay. The thing that Mel loved about this van was 3 different living areas for kids, us, entertaining, whatnot. You know, you could have the kids in here on their games, iPads, watching movies. We could be in there cooking, having a wine, just relaxing, and we're not disturbing each other. The other thing that was important on the wife's absolute list was a separate toilet and bathroom. So you'll see here we've got a separate toilet. Now all 30-foot products as well, fridge, toilet, cassette. Plenty of storage. We've got Mel's drawer, Demi's drawer, my drawer. Nice big mirror there as well, you can see. But the thing that Mel would change is she just finds that space is a little bit confined. She generally, when she does her business, has the door open with her legs out this way. I think the toilet should be swung around that way personally, so you're facing that back wall, but happy wife, happy life.
Which you can do.
Yeah, you can turn, that's an adjustable toilet as well, so you can swivel it. So if your legs are here, that's fine. If you want to swivel it so you're facing that way, it's fully adjustable. All right, and the mirror. The shower. So, frosted glass obviously, for privacy. Nice big shower. What we've done up here as well is we've just blocked this off. So Mel got some double-sided, what is it, silk would you say? Or
I don't know what it is,
material, double-sided material. She stitched it. I've then press stud it because what happens is, you know, I love getting up early in the morning, but sometimes the little lady, she likes her lay-in. So when in the mornings, this area was super bright when the rest of the caravan was really dark because we've got the full block out slide up blinds and then obviously the fly screen slide down. So we just put this together so it blocks it out for her. So it's not bright eye bushy tail at 5 a.m. in the morning. So that works really well. The bin, we just carry that there because, you know, a bin's a bin. Oh, we got this from, what was it, Cheap as Chip Shops, love?
We got it just from a cheap shop from where we were staying.
Yeah.
In, I think, like high Sydney.
Yeah, and how many litres is that? That's what, 15, 20 litres? So it's like a miniature version of a wheelie bin. The reason we like it is you can put it outside. We hate having bins on the inside because they get caught under your feet under the table or they just start to stink. So we generally leave that outside under the annex when it's pulled out, and it's got a lid on there so animals and that can't get to it. Now you can see here we've got the Fusion lock racks that hold everything from washing, conditioner, shampoo, body wash and so forth. These guys are rock solid. You buy them from Bunnings, cannot fault them. These have not moved and we've gone over some serious corrugation and have not budged. And we use them for simple things like hooks as well for the kids and us, where you can just hang your hats on. And they pretty much, 6 pumps, they hold on, they're not going anywhere. That's the shower.
Bunnings?
Yeah, Bunnings, yep, Bunnings. So that's pretty much the inside. Anything else that we need to add to that, love? That's pretty much it, eh?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get down to the cool stuff and let's have a look at the 12-volt battery setup and what we've done and why. So let's jump into it. Okay, so as I said, we've put a lot of dollars into our 12-volt power setup because we want to be more off-grid than on-grid. We did a lot of research. We looked at everything from Enerdrive through to Red Arc. We decided to go with Victron. We just felt that bang for dollars, you got really good value, really good reviews with everyone that I spoke to that's using the Victron product. House of 12 volt there at Research Road at Montague. They a Victron supplier, so their before and after sales service was really incredible and easy to deal with. And even the people that connected helped us connect some of this up. The electricians that certified the work, they really rated this as a high quality product. So we've been ecstatic with us. It's not a cheap setup by any means. We've pretty much pulled out the original 12 volt setup was here because it was only one solar panel and one deep cycle battery. So whereas now we've got 3 solar panels, in total we're running 900 watts, so 300 watts per panel. We've run the panels in series as well because we're really focused on voltage input. Obviously the more charge you can get into your batteries, the quicker they're gonna obviously charge. So yeah, we're really happy with the setup. Let's jump down and have a look. So firstly you'll see here twin slimline 200 amp hour batteries, lithium, so giving us 400 amp hours in total. We went with Deep Cycle Systems, or DCS. Again, they're a company in Victoria, really easy to deal with. great service before and after sales. But what we loved is their application on your mobile to read the performance, and I'll drop a little picture in this video what it looks like. You can basically monitor charge rates, inputs, outputs, what each cell in the battery is doing, really in-depth analysis on the DCS app that you get with your phone as well. Same with the Victron. We've gone a Victron MPPT 50 amp solar regulator, and we've gone with a Victron IPP22 smart 30 amp battery charger. Now the reason, again, they come with mobile applications. You can read the performance of both your battery and solar regulator, and you know, we've been ecstatic with it. You can see we've gone isolators for each, the inverter, the batteries as well, and solar regulator. We've got breakers, obviously for safety reasons and certification. But you can see, the reason we chose to put everything here is it's nice and close to each other. Obviously, the less cabling that you have going from your regulator to the battery, the quicker it starts charging, because obviously charge, as it travels over further distance of cable, it can lose a little bit of performance. We've gone with 6 gauge, really thick cabling as well. So your standard, I think, on a caravan is generally 8 gauge or 10 gauge. The 6 gauge is pretty much, if you grab your pinky finger and have a look at the width or the thickness of your pinky, that's pretty much the size of the cabling that we've gone through majority throughout. 3000 watt Victron smart inverter there. So that powers our air conditioner and our microwave when we are off grid. Obviously we eventually will have the we will have a generator as well, but we want the option, if we don't have to and we can conserve spending money on petrol to run a generator, we can run this if there's enough sunshine to power the air conditioner in the morning, just to keep the van cool before the heat of the day. So yeah, really happy with that setup. You can see there the diesel heater. Mel's showing you now the carbon fibre black thing. So we opted to put the diesel heater there because that space was just really underutilised. We really couldn't fit anything there, whereas we felt we had more space to do storage under the bed, because this is a tiny little spot where you wouldn't have got too much in. 2 vents, obviously, underneath the where you sit in the lounge as well. And we like the fact that it's central. Again, it's heating the centre of the van, but we can blow it towards Demi's room, our room, so it's heating the entire caravan. Whereas if we isolated it to the back underneath our master bed, if we had that concertina door closed, it kind of defeats the purpose of heating the entire van. So from above on top of the caravan, as you can see, we've got the 3 solar panels as mentioned, 300 watts each. So that gives us that 900 watts of power. TV antenna, obviously fairly standard with caravans these days, and the air command unit up there. So that's the 12 volt setup. If you've got any questions on it or comments, just drop them below. I'd love to hear from you. We're absolutely wrapped with this. It gives us more than what we need. And like I said, we can get off grid quite comfortably for 7-8 days. Power's probably not so much the issue, it's more so water. So all in all, we absolutely love this 2017 Island Start Oasis family bunk 24-foot van. We can't wait to hit the road. The only thing, like I said, if I had my time, I'd change is independent suspension. The other thing as well, these blinds do get a little bit catchy sometimes. So you can see you can pull down to full fly screen with the windows open. The windows, you can have a 3 latch mechanism as well, so they can open at different stages. So you can have partial, 2 stages or full. But yeah, these just get a little bit tedious sometimes. Don't know what the solution is. If you know of any solutions, let me know. Drop them in the comments. And the only thing for Mel is you would just prefer a little bit bigger toilet space. But apart from that, we highly rate this van. We're really happy with it. it suits us and our families and our family, and it gives us everything that we need. So that's all for this episode. That's our van. Love to hear from you. Stay tuned. Next week, I'm going to do an episode on the tinny and how all that works and all the upgrades. So if you love your boating, you love getting on the water as much as we do, that's going to be a ripper episode. So as always, folks, thanks for joining us. Keep safe and enjoy the Young Nomads style. And live free. Bye for now.